Hey everyone, and welcome to the Academy podcast with the #1 international best-selling author and multi-award winning success and life coach, Kamil Shah. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking this opportunity to grow together with me, Kamil Shah, and my guests on this program. Each episode of the Academy podcast is filled with insights and wisdom from my guests, which I believe can have a profound impact on the way we live our lives. Without further ado, let's dive in. As I'm recording this episode, the holiday season is just around the corner. Now, by this time, a lot of us are already busy with the many tasks and things to check off our to-do list. Now, buying the presents, decorating the house, planning the trips, and many more things, right? As we all know too well, the end of the year can be one of the most stressful times for many of us. Now, there are some interesting statistics that I want to share with you. Okay. According to a poll by the American Psychological Association, 69% of people are stressed because they feel that they have a lack of time, right? And another 69% are stressed because they feel that they lack money. And over 50% are stressed because they feel the pressure to give or get gifts. Right? Now, these are staggering statistics, okay? If you think about it, for a specific time of the year, our collective stress levels rise to unimaginable heights. Now, that's really interesting to just think about for a second there, right? I just want to take this moment to pause briefly with you and give you a few moments of calm to step back and reflect on where we are now. Okay, I know that this might sound strange, but just help me out for a minute here. Okay, stop what you're doing and close your eyes. Okay, please don't do this if you're listening while you're driving or doing something that might cause you harm. Okay, I don't want you to hurt yourself or get yourself into trouble. Okay, keep them open. Just stay with us for a minute or two. If you're able to, however, close your eyes and slowly take a deep breath in. Picture the air going in through your nose. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out through your mouth. Okay? In through the nose. Hold. And let it out through your mouth. Good. Let's do that again. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. One more time. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super. Now, I want to remind you to give yourself the time to breathe and be conscious of your breathing. Whenever things get a little tense, remember to come back and do this breathing exercise. It's a really good exercise. Okay? Right. As I mentioned earlier, this time of year can be a lot to take in. I completely understand. Okay. But I want to share with you some of the ways that can help you navigate through this challenging period so that you can hopefully enjoy the holidays rather than dread it. Now, I know this sounds obvious, but we all face the same challenges when it comes to managing our finances. My first tip is to spend within your means. The temptation of online sales, thinking about the many people that you think you have to get the presents for, and even treating yourself with some new gadgets, right? I understand. Of course, Everyone is doing it. So why not spend a little, right? Now, let me say this. Okay. I'm not against spending and treating others, especially during the holiday season. There will be people that you haven't met for a long time because of the lockdown, those people that you love, and even those that you want to make peace with. These are all good intentions. Don't get me wrong. Okay. In fact, spending in such a way that is helping other people, for example, by giving to charity, is an excellent way to help yourself amplify positive energy by focusing on helping others. However, okay, spending in such a way that is out with your means can put yourself in financial challenges later on. Okay. Easy access to purchases now can put you in trouble later. One of the ways to get around this is to develop a mindful spending habit. I mean, we all know this, right? But why do we keep falling into the same trap? One of the ways I think that can help us is to practice mindful spending. I always ask myself some of these questions before making any big purchases. Question number one: do I actually need this? Question number two: does it align with my intention, or what is my intention in buying this in the first place? Question number three: will it place me in a tight spot financially later on? The last question is one of the most important ones because if it will put me in a difficult financial situation later on, then I should be avoiding it until I have the means to make that purchase, right? So there's a caveat there. Listen, I'm a sucker when it comes to buying presents for my kids. Okay, I'm the first to admit that. As a dad, I love getting them toys like Lego and anything that has to do with art because I love and value the kinds of experience that we get when we play together. But I always ask myself those questions before making the purchase. Another trick I use is to actually make purchases using cash. Somehow I find it effective in limiting my spending. Now, having to go through the hassle of withdrawing the money from the cash machine and actually being able to see it physically allows me to keep track of my money much easier than using my credit card or, Apple Pay. Here's another obvious tip, but not easily practiced, especially during this time of year, and that is to manage your time. Obvious, right? You may already have your day to day responsibilities like work, family, errands, chores, and socializing with friends. Added to this will be the pressure that you may feel that you have to spend time doing the festive things. Remember, we all get the same 24 hours, but additional things on the list like shopping for presents, meeting up with friends, preparing and decorating the household may pose added stress in your life. Okay. I know what it's like. And over the years, our family has learned to manage our time during the festive season. Now, we do this by prioritizing those things which are most precious to us. There is no time machine. Okay. Well, not just yet. All right. So we have to manage our time within the time that's given, which is the 24 hours. Now, as Matthew Kelly writes eloquently in his book, The Long View, and I love this, okay? He writes, most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a month, right? I'm going to repeat that one more time. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a month. Right? So take the time to assess what is important and either delegate or remove those things which aren't. Most importantly, please remember to schedule the me time in your day and give yourself the time that you deserve. Another valuable tip is to manage your expectations of situations and of other people. Now, this third tip is one of the most important ones. We sometimes feel pressured to reciprocate what other people do or give at this time of year. You see, the presents, the dinner parties, the meetups, it can all add up to unnecessary pressure we put on ourselves. We may feel the need to reciprocate what others buy for us, or the need to do, or in some cases, outdo the dinner parties, for example. On the flip side, we may feel disappointed when what we've bought or do is not reciprocated by others. We may feel hurt and come up with some of the stories like, that person doesn't love me enough, or I'm not important enough to that person or to be in their lives. Okay. Having these kinds of comparisons and second guessing what other people think of us or feel towards us can lead to unnecessary anxiety for ourselves. Now, rather than place expectations on other people or to situations, try to focus on accepting them as they are. Different people have different circumstances. So, understanding that what you give and get is actually enough will help remove the unnecessary burden during this time of year. Tip number 4, which I find very useful, is to enjoy the moment. Things will get busy with finishing off the work that you're doing, rushing to school plays and meeting up with friends, off to do the shopping and many other things on your to-do list, right? Take a moment for yourself from time to time. I remember when I was living in Scotland, and it used to be a magical place this time of year. Okay. There was a warm, fuzzy feeling in the air. The music, the food, the smells all gave me this warm feeling inside. And when the snow fell, man, it was magical. It's these moments which I'm talking about when I say enjoy the moment. We sometimes get so caught up in rushing to do our to-do list that we forget to enjoy these small moments which add up to a wonderful experience. So, if you can, try to slow things down. Now, on that note, let's do a quick exercise with me. Okay? Again, if you're driving, please only do this when the car is stationary, right? I don't need to get into trouble with the police. Okay? Now, notice 5 things that you can see that's around you right now. Pick them out. Notice them. They can be anything around you, so don't be afraid to focus on them. What are those 5 things? Okay, got them? Now, next, focus on 4 things that you can touch. If you're at your desk, at home, in the office, or wherever you are, what are the 4 things that you can touch and focus on how they feel? It might be your shirt that you're wearing, or the table that you're sitting at, or the chair that you're sitting on. Focus on the feeling. Great. Next, notice 3 things that you can hear. Now, this might be a bit tricky, but you will be amazed at what you're able to single out when you focus on them. Okay? I'm going to be quiet for the next few seconds, so you go ahead and give it a go. Super. Now, what are the 2 things that you can smell? What are they? It may differ depending on where you are, but try to single those smells out. Finally, identify 1 thing that you can taste. Okay, now this might depend on what you're eating or drinking right now, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. What is it? Focus on it. Focus on I guess, the nuances of taste. Awesome. Now, I find that this is a good exercise to do to focus my attention on slowing things down and capturing the moment I'm in. Okay, my final tip to develop emotional resilience during the holiday season is to talk it out. Okay, in fact, loneliness is one of the major issues faced by many people during the holiday season. We may feel that we don't want to talk about our problems because other people might judge us, or we might appear weak to other people. Statistics show that over a third of people are too embarrassed to admit that they are lonely during the holiday season, and that millennials are twice as likely to suffer from loneliness as compared to elderly people during this time. We sometimes forget that what we are experiencing is most likely experienced by many other people. When we share our common experiences, it can sometimes help us find solutions to whatever challenges we are facing. Firstly, it reduces the stress related to feeling that we are the only one experiencing this issue. Secondly, it starts the process of relieving the internal pressure that may be building up within us when we share our experiences with others. Now, I feel this all the time. Whenever I speak about my, problems or troubles that are kind of bugging me with other people, I just feel as if a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Lastly, I find that by sharing my challenges with other people, it helps me answer some of the questions that might be troubling me in the first place. Okay, so I actually sometimes find solutions when I talk to people about it. I just talk it out with other people. It also gives an opportunity to reconnect with our friends and family that we may have lost contact with for a long time. So I hope that you found these tips useful in helping you become more emotionally resilient during these holidays. Let me know which ones you've resonated with most, and share this episode with someone who you think might find it helpful. Until the next episode, stay safe, stay healthy, and peace and love from me always. Thank you so much for tuning in from wherever you are. My sincere hope is that this episode has not only resonated with you, but also given you some invaluable tips and strategies to improve your life. Don't forget to share your comments with me. As you know, I love to hear your views. Also, remember to follow the Academy, follow me, my guests, and tag us on our social media handles, which will be provided in the description. Most importantly, please leave a review and let me know that you've heard this podcast and how it has impacted you. Until the next episode, stay safe, stay healthy, and peace and love from me always.